I have a brand new core routine planned, perfect to do before you run, after you run, or any time throughout the day when you've got a spare moment, when you feel like you really need to move. All you need is yourself and a mat. We're going to start lying down on our backs, get those deep abdominals nice and warm, and then progress to the obliques, the lumbar paravertebral muscles, and the rest of the core. So we'll start here lying down nice and flat with your knees bent. We'll go nice and wide with the arms, just a little bit of rotation here just to limber up, just swaying your knees side to side. Just getting a little bit of movement through that lower back, through the hips. Keeping the shoulders nice and flat and those knees glued together. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and come back to center here at 1. Float those knees to 90 degrees, and as you do so, really flatten that through that lower back. Take your hands just behind your head, elbows go wide, and then from here, start to curl your chin, tuck your chin into your chest, lift up through those shoulders, start to tap those heels straight down, and up we come slowly back down. So upper abdominals curling up here to hold, then we go double leg extend to bend, straight back down. So we're alternating here between a heel tap and a leg extension, getting those upper abdominals to work in conjunction with those lower core muscles. Longer leg extension, slightly harder than the heel tap. So if it is too much too soon, just stick with the heel tap for now. And see if you can work on keeping those ribs tucked in and those lower back muscles nice and relaxed, that lumbar spine nice and flat, and getting those shoulders to lift up nice and high. We've got 2 more rounds of each here. See if you can get those heels slightly lower. Last one of each. Last heel tap. Last leg extension. We'll hold at the top. After this last one, with those knees bent, elbows widen from here. Start to extend your right leg, twist your right elbow to that left knee, come straight back to center. So just that single side oblique, twist back to center. We've got a bit of lower core, we've got a bit of upper core, and now we're just adding that little bit of oblique component. And see if you can keep that left knee at 90 degrees. We've got 4 more here before we switch sides. 3, keeping those elbows wide, keeping that chest lifted. Last one here before we switch. Coming back to center and away we go. So left elbow to that right knee, across, back to center. This time keeping that right knee nice and still. Exhale as you twist, inhale back to midline. Exhale to twist, 4 more here. 3, 1 last little finisher to come in 2, just to really work on that strength, endurance. Last one here, back to center, reach your hands past your knees, lift your shoulders a little higher, and then from here we start to turn those palms up, palms come down. Inhale, palms up, exhale, palms down. So just 20 seconds here to advance, take your legs to dish, and continue with this one. See if you can get your shoulders away from your ears, keep your knees and ankles together, and see if you can keep that breath flowing. You have last 8, 7, 6. We'll grab those knees, squeeze them in towards your chest. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into your chest, relaxing through your shoulders. Little sway side to side. And we come straight on up over into a plank position. We'll get a little bit more global here with that core usage. So palms under the shoulders, tucking those toes under. Full plank with your legs tight, hips nice and engaged. We'll slowly start to come straight down onto those forearms. Pause at the bottom to go for a little knee tap. Lift, come straight back up onto your hands. We go the other side, coming down onto your forearms. Pause at the bottom, little tap of your knees to lift, back up onto your hand. Just making sure here that you are going down on your right side once, then your left side on the other, just to make sure you're staying nice and balanced. And you want to make sure that your torso stays pretty still as you're coming from high plank to forearm plank. Pretending like you've got a glass of water on your back. You're transferring from high to low, keeping your spine pretty steady, pretty still, and nice and gentle with that knee tap. We've got 4 more of these. We'll hold onto our forearms. 3 to go, and just making sure you've got that neck nice and long. You've got your heels pushing back, and every time you come up into your plank, you keep your hips engaged and your glutes tight. Last one here. We hold down onto our forearms, finish our last knee tap. We are going straight into those obliques. So from here, drop your heels to the left, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and hold. Just go for a little hip dip once, and we come straight back to center, straight to the other side. Drop your heels to the right, left arm reach to hold, little hip dip down, up, and straight back to center. So we've gone from the front of the core, moving along to the side in that lateral strength, but we haven't had a break, so we're getting endurance here as well. See if you can really push up through that underside armpit to really stabilize through the shoulder. And once again, pushing the heels back, keeping those quads engaged, just to make sure you're not crunching into those shoulders. We've got 1 more each direction. See if you can reach that arm up really nice and high. Gentle hip dip. Last one to your second side. Back to midline here. One last little component for the obliques. Heels glued nice and tight. Start to drop your right and left hip straight into a round of quick hip dips here. Just 20 seconds, just to really build that nice strength endurance for the front and sides of the core. We'll get a little break coming up soon in a cat-cow stretch. Last 10. See if you can keep those heels pushing back and keep those shoulders nice and still. Just that little sideways dip from left to right. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down, walking back into a 4-point here. Relax the shoulders, 1 cat-cow here to reset. So round nice and tall through those ribs. Coming back through extension. We'll flatten off that back here. And then just relaxing the shoulders, extend your left arm, your right leg straight back. And then from here, start to tap your right leg all the way wide to the side. Back to midline. From here, bring your left elbow to your knee and repeat. So opposite arm, opposite leg, hold. Toe tap to the right, back to center and return. So this is using the front, back and sides of your core. You want to keep your spine still as you're tapping nice and wide with your leg. So getting those obliques here. You've got 3 more. Trying to keep your arm as still and as long as you can, even while that right leg is going nice and low and wide to the side. Last one here. Holding that last one, and then from here, just little pulses of that back leg up and up, keeping your left arm reaching nice and strong forwards. Keeping your right leg nice and straight, leaning to the back for 5, 4. We'll place the hand down in 3, 2, 1. Hand comes down, tuck the toes straight up into a full plank position. From here, bending your knees, pushing your tailbone back to your heels, straight into your plank. Once again, bending your knees, bottom back to your heels, and straight back into your plank. So just getting a little bit more global strength here through the shoulders, legs, still utilizing that core. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. And as you're doing it, see if you can keep your upper back nice and still, your neck nice and long. 15 more seconds just like this. We come back onto our forearms. 1 more plank. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding your plank straight down onto your forearms. Pulling your heels together nice and tight. Single knee tap from left to right. So from here, Just seeing if you can push your body weight back to that lower limb. Nice and stable through your shoulders. You've got your eyes to your fingertips. Just a really gentle knee tap. So your kneecap will just gently touch that mat and come straight back up. Last 12 seconds here. We'll push up into a 4-point, go straight back into your cat-cow stretch. In 8. Keeping your hips nice and tight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those knees come down, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, straight into a cat-cow stretch. One last little reset here for the thoracic spine. Back to neutral, left leg extends, right arm reaches forwards, holding that arm nice and still. From here, taking that left leg nice and wide to the side. Back to center, that elbow to knee curl round tuck. And repeat, arm and leg extend, left heel tap, return, elbow to knee to round, and extend. So you've got your neck nice and long, you've got your right arm staying nice and still, even though your left leg is reaching nice and wide. So you've got to use the front, sides, and back of your core here. 3 more reps here before we pulse. And see if you can keep your spine completely still as your leg goes to the side. Last 2. Neck staying nice and long, left arm reaching nice and strong. Coming up to your last one before we pulse. And here it is, get your alignment nice and straight, fingertip to heel nice and long, and then from here, little pulses up and up and up, trying to keep your spine as stationary as possible, reaching your fingertips forwards for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down. Just this time, roll out through your shoulders and your wrists, transferring straight on over. A little bit more anterior chain here for the core. So coming onto your bottom with your knees bent, feet flat, hands just behind you, lifting up tall through your spine. Start to roll back into a little C curve, floating your knees to boat pose position here, and then slowly start to descend back. So bending your elbows, extending your legs, pause at the bottom, a little open of the legs to close, and straight back up. This is a great one for runners because it's teaching you to go for that nice posterior tilt of your pelvis. Often we end up in a really sway arch back position when we run. So you want to train your core to be able to C curve and keep that spinal tuck so you can keep your form. And it's also working on that knee drive. So that lower core, working with those hip flexors, knee drive for your heel sprints, for your speed work, but taking it nice and slow on the way down, a little quicker on the way up, keeping your neck nice and long. Not long to go here. 5 more reps before we hold at the bottom. Trying to keep your legs nice and straight and trying to keep those traps away from your ears. 3 more. Last 2, little finisher coming up. Last bit, the best bit. Finishing your last one, we stay down at the bottom and then from here just continue to open and close. Open and close. From here, we're going to gently fall back a little further and then start to take your hands off, palms facing up. Open and close and open and close. Take your hands behind your head just to support the weight of your neck. 5 more here. 4, 3. Last bit coming up in 2, 1. Bring your knees back to 90 degrees. We have 20 seconds of bicycles. Flex your heels. We start to circle through those legs again, working with your lower core and hip flexors, getting that nice circular motion through those legs. See if you can lift your chest up a little taller, get your heels a little lower, elbows a little wider. Last 30 seconds here of your whole little section of core work, front, back, and sides. You're already halfway through, just 15 to go. Nice and steady. See if you can keep that breath flowing as well. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth for the last 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're done. Grab your knees into your chest. Go for a little sway from side to side. Just extend that right leg. Take your left knee all the way across the body. Quick little reset here into rotation. And knees back into your chest. Extending that left leg nice and straight. Right knee comes across into rotation. Keeping your shoulder flat. And you're all done. Quick core session, ready to go any time of the day, all finished. Let me know how you go. I hope you enjoyed your session of Pilates with AB. If you did, I have a whole buffet of sessions below, a free trial which includes over 240 on-demand sessions, live classes, small, short, sharp, and snappy little routines to help you run better, improve your posture, prevent injury, and perform at your best any time of the day. Give it a go.